On new at 10, new developments at the proposed Google data center in Hermantown. City leaders tonight discussing property tax reductions and exemptions for Google.
In Northern News Now's Ella Showburl sat in on that meeting. Ella, what did city officials have to say?
Yeah, Dana, Laura, the city's economic development director presented at tonight's work session saying Google would pay its taxes in full during the project, and then the city would give them back a majority of that payment over the course of its time it would take to build that data center. But tonight's meeting is only a precursor to a public hearing coming next week. Pens were scribbling on paper and fingers were flying across computer keys as city leaders and opponents of the data center previewed a proposed tax abatement for the project.
It's what we do with those taxes once we receive them that get outlined in this agreement.
Chad Ronchetti, the city's economic development director, presented at the work session, explaining that Google would pay its full amount in taxes during construction of the data center. Then the city would pay them back nearly 85% of that. Ronchetti says before repayment, the city would keep the amount of money currently paid in taxes by current property owners, plus an extra $100,000.
That's the basic mechanics. We keep the existing and $100,000. We then abate back 85% while retaining the 15%.
Ronchetti argues that this will ultimately benefit the city and taxpayers, as the city and school district will make millions more than what they paid to Google in the decades ahead.
So the full financial picture for just the city and the school is above what we would pay in abatement to the developer.
He said Google would also pay for utility construction near the proposed site.
We get a big tax increase, we get free utilities, and we get cash to the school and to the city.
But it's safe to say some Hermantown residents aren't convinced. Sitting in on the meeting were multiple members of Stop the Hermantown Data Center, many of whom will be at next week's City Council meeting to share their thoughts. That City Council meeting next Monday will include a public hearing discussing the abatement. City leaders saying that Google representatives will also be in attendance. Stop the Hermantown Data Center did send a statement in response to the abatement, saying they feel the economic benefits do not outweigh the possible damages it may bring to residents. Live in studio, Ella Showburl, Northern News Now.
Thank you, Ella. And remember, we have that special report, Dateline Data Center, on our website and app right now. You can find it by searching our Northern News Now app.